My name is Goran Lundstrom. I'm the prosthetics designer for Jared Leto for House of Gucci. I could travel to Italy where they were filming, um, and I felt like, well, it's not enough time really to do a really good job, but I don't normally get these kinds of requests, so I figured I'll do it anyway. I'll just have to work a lot. And so I think I got my agent called me on a Thursday. I had a Zoom meeting with Jared on Thursday night, and then on Friday I got the job. And then I had 3 weeks until test makeup, and then 4 weeks until shooting, which was not a lot of time for doing a character makeup. Usually in movies I get asked about, I don't need to change the character and make it totally believable. A lot of times it's fantasy or it can be just a partial change. This was like complete character change. And I didn't even know that from the beginning that Jared did not want to look like himself at all, which is pretty rare. Most of the times you want to see the actor in the makeup. So you want to feel like it's another character, but it's still that actor. And it took me a while to figure out that Jared was actually asking me to, not in direct words, but he just didn't want to see himself in this makeup, that he was totally unrecognizable, which is really rare. He was playing Paolo Gucci, and Paolo Gucci looks very specific, with his long hair and his bald head and mustache. So we knew we wanted to go in that direction, and we looked at a lot of the pictures of Paolo, and then Jared picked the ones he liked the most. So he kind of explained what he liked with the longer hair and stuff like that. But Jared's head shape is very different from Paolo, so it could never be a portrait of Paolo. It was basically trying to hide Jared and trying to make him feel more like Paolo. The test is always trying to figure out what doesn't work. You usually don't look at it and go like, yeah, it works. It's usually like, oh, this doesn't work, this doesn't work. You have a whole list of things you want to change. And it was the same thing here. And I think I worked 21 days straight from when I got the job until I stuck it on him. So I worked every day I had the chance to work. I think the challenge here was the fact that it was a drama, which usually is more sensitive because it's something looks funny or looks weird, you're taking out of the story immediately. And then that he was going to be the only actor in any kind of prosthetics. A lot of times you have subtle prosthetics on several people, but here we had one who had a massive prosthetics and wasn't supposed to look like the actor we know, next to Al Pacino or Lady Gaga, which is like, it's like a horrible thing for a makeup artist. Like, wow, how am I going to pull this off? He went from age like 47 to 54 in the story. And we looked at pictures around the time, and then you pick the look that you prefer, and the actor in this case Jared preferred, so we wanted to stick to that one. So we didn't have to do that much research into the period in itself, because like costume is different, but here we definitely just took a cue from the pictures we saw and the ones we like. Paolo Gucci is a very unique character. He's a very happy, positive person, even though he clinches with the family, the Gucci family. He's one of the families, but he wants to start his own brand. He wanted to be in character really early, so he wanted us to call him Paolo, so he felt he was in character. But I've seen actors go through transformations, like once you start getting the paint on the makeup, they start changing their voice. Here it was more, he came, said good morning, and we started makeup, and then if we wanted to address him, we addressed him as Paolo, and his voice did change a little bit during the makeup, but it was more like we were helping him get in character as well. And that's why we did the makeup separately from the makeup crew. We did the makeup in his apartment most of the time, so he would arrive on set in character. I think there were two really big challenges with this makeup. First of all, having one big prosthetic makeup on a really famous actor in a film when no one else is in makeup. and also a well-known face that people actually recognize. That's a big challenge. The other challenge for technical was the fact that I didn't meet Jared until we did the test makeup. We got feedback from Ridley that he was happy with everything. So it's very short feedback, and it felt really good because Ridley is such an artistic director, and I felt this is what artists do. They either like it or they don't like it. It's the non-artistic people a lot of times who come up with all these ideas about what you should change. They usually have a lot of the guessing basically, but the artistic ones, they usually know what they like, if it's gonna work. So I was really happy that he liked it.